Yo, what's good guys? This is Chris from WearTesters.com. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we're taking a detailed look and review at these bad boys right here. This is the Air Jordan 3 in a colorway that I don't really know the actual official name of yet, but everybody's calling them the Knicks, so that's what we're going with. So these guys right here, brand new colorway on the Air Jordan 3. Yes, they come with a hang tag. I'm actually going to remove, or not, I'm not going to remove it, but I'm just going to tuck that in the side right there so it doesn't jiggle around. That's what she said? No? But these guys right here are a brand new colorway on the shoe. You guys probably already know how I feel about the Air Jordan 3. It's not my favorite Air Jordan ever. That's the Jordan 4. But these guys right here are the most worn, for me personally, Air Jordan ever. I just wear, actually today, today is the bad day to say that. I'm wearing Jordan 1s. But 1s and 3s, man, those are the two shoes where I just like, I will wear a pair of 1s and 3s all the time. Probably for all of time, the rest of time, my time. And I just really love this shoe, man. And I love it in brand new colorways, as long as they are tastefully done. This one right here is just like that. It's tastefully done, not too much, just enough. But these guys right here, brand new look for the 3s. I think that they're awesome. It's the True Blue 3 styling, so it's got the extra elephant print panel right there at the eyelets. And I absolutely love the way that these things came out. The outsole is just a really cool, to me, looking outsole. Most of the Jordans are. Don't you agree?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that was unbelievable.
Outsoles don't really do it for me.
What do you mean?
I just think it's a weird thing to get excited about.
Oh, I get excited about lots of stuff.
I know you do.
I love the additional color blocking on the bottom of the shoe. I know a lot of people are not going to be able to see that, but I think it's great. You got a different tone of gray on here. This is not cement gray like on the white and cement and black and cement Air Jordan 3s. This one's kind of got almost like a bone color. It looks like it's got a tint of like sail or something. You know what I mean? Like it kind of looks vintage.
It's a creamy gray.
That's a good explanation. Yeah, which is basically what sail is. It's like a creamy color. It's just a really cool look, I think, and they actually brought that up to the elephant print, which is, again, a really cool look. It's a little bit different than what a lot of people might be used to, including myself. But again, I think it's tastefully done. I think it looks great. The thing that I really like is that they cleaned, because sometimes, like, there was a stretch of Air Jordan 3s before they put it into retirement or whatever. They put it in the vault. They kind of like Disney-fied it.
I was gonna say, ooh, like, coming out of the vault.
Yeah, no, like it was super weird because there was like this one year, like they had like Joker 3s, Crimson 3s, Powder Blue 3s. They had 3s for days. Like it's like you get a 3, you get a 3, you get a 3. All the 3s like right here where it says Jordan would just be all a solid. So like if it was red, it would just be red. You could see the lettering obviously, but it wasn't defined. And then during that stretch, they decided at the end of it to retire the model, and then they remastered it.
Then they had Diamond Edition and Platinum Edition.
Not all that stuff, not yet anyways. Actually, then they did the Tinker Edition. But what we have now is just a cleaner look. I like the way that this is. To me, this is attention to detail. This shows that you care about your product. Obviously, the craftsmanship per pair could be better. Not on my particular pair, but just in general when we're talking about mass-produced shoes. But at the same time, they are mass-produced, so they're made by hand. People are getting tired.
That is something that, if we're going to talk about the soles, I don't like it when they get sloppy with the color pellets and it'll bleed out.
Well, see, that's exactly what I'm saying though, is that when this was just a solid color, I'd be like, come on. The Air Jordan 13, because it's got the pods, and the pods are always a different color than the rest of everything, right? But sometimes, and they used to do this on fakes, but now they do it on the real pairs, where the color would bleed out, like we were saying, like the color pellets or the dye, whatever it is that they're using. It used to be very apparent on fakes, and now it's on the real shoes. So it's kind of like a weird, a lot of the things that used to be on fakes are on the real shoes now. I don't know what to actually think about that, honestly. Like that could be a whole discussion on its own, because it's like, I just don't want to get into it. That'd be a major side tangent that nobody wants to talk about right now. Y'all not ready for it. Now, not only do I love the outsole, but I just love the design in general. I think that these are super clean. This was one of the shoes that Gentry Humphrey, it was actually the first shoe that Gentry Humphrey during my Oregon trip was talking about and brought out, that said like this shoe kind of changed the game. And it didn't change the game in terms of tech, because they were already using the tech in the previous Air Jordans, but it was the textures, the materials people hadn't seen before at the time back in 1988. This was wild and stuff like that. Much like the Air Jordan 1 back in 1985 was very, I wouldn't say modern, but kind of like hip to a lot of shoes were white, black, and if they had any color, it would be as a very minor accent color, like a branding color. But the Air Jordan 1 flipped the script on everything. They made a straight up black and red shoe and an all red shoe, like the Chicago ones. At the time, it was so like, what the hell? So nowadays, it's just kind of like a customary feature, but back in the day, these are the things that made the Jordan shoe stand out amongst the rest of whatever might have been out at the time. Now, the material build on these guys is just a regular leather. It's a matte finish, which I like. I don't like the glossy stuff. The leather quality, though, is is surprising. It's not like 100% genuine leather, like it's a composite, so it's got real leather pieces in it, but it's also got a lot of synthetics in there. But the way that they finished it off, the coating that they put on top to give you that tumbled look, this is some really soft Like if you're gonna have like a cheaper leather on here, like this is the way to go. Like it just feels good. Even the tongue feels like the rest of the upper, and the tongues usually feel like plastic. There is no Nike Air on the shoe. People obviously, oh, not every Jordan needs Nike Air. I still think that it looks great with the Jumpman on there. Everybody was buying 3s with the Jumpman for years because they started doing that back when they started doing Retro Plus colorways. That's exactly what they've gone back to. Back when I was a kid, when I was in high school, the OG colors had OG branding. Every other new colorway didn't. I think that's perfectly fine. It lets you know what originally released and what didn't. So this is a brand new look. It's a Jordan brand type of colorway. It's not a Nike made colorway. So I think that this is a good move. Something that I really like though, the elephant print on the toe, they're lowered. They do this better every time that the shoe releases, which I think is kind of cool because it shows that they're doing as much as they can with every release, even though they're not all perfect. They're not all OG shape and all that stuff, but they're getting better and better every time. So my pairs, at least, they have that lowered elephant print. I think it looks great. They're still inconsistent with the look of the elephant print though. Like this one, this particular shoe, very bold and heavy. And then this one right here, at least the toe, it's a lot thinner. I like the way that this one looks more, but then in the back, you got that heavy stuff again. So that's something that they can still work on. And then inside the tongue right there, you've got a little patch and it has a date on there, 4/8/1988. That is the day that MJ and the Chicago Bulls went to Madison Square Garden. And then the dude dropped 47 points on the whole team. The guy was incredible. And that was when he was fresh off of, not super fresh, he had the Air Jordan 2 in between, but he had that foot injury. People didn't think that he was gonna be able to fly like he used to. He proved everybody wrong. Now, as far as fit is concerned, these guys do fit true to size. However, if you have a chance, go ahead and try them on in store, just in case. If you already own a bunch of 3s like I do, go with whatever size all of those are. Now, for anybody interested, the retail price on these guys is gonna be $190. They're gonna be available at pretty much all Jordan brand retailers. You can get them locally here in the Sacramento or Elk Grove area from Phenom. We will have their information down below in the description box for anybody that is not in the area, because they actually do phone orders. I don't know if these are gonna sit or not. You guys could let us know what you think. I think that it's a very much a regional thing, because I thought that the Jordan 13 Lakers was a flop.
Oh, right.
They just sitting everywhere, at least everywhere here. So by everywhere, I mean where I live, because obviously I'm not everywhere all at once.
You didn't fly around the country and check all the stores?
Nope, I did not. It is not something that I do periodically or ever. But a lot of people were saying, oh, they sold out or sold well in my area, blah, blah, blah. Some people in LA, because if anything, that's the spot where you'd think that they'd sell. Nope, they didn't sell. That we had people from LA like commenting, being like, nah, they're just sitting here. So I wonder if New York people, because New York people, they love the Knicks. I don't know why. Like obviously it's their home team. Actually, I could relate, because growing up is like the same thing with the Warriors. It's like, what the hell is going on? So once these release, you let us know how well these sold and where you're from. I don't want to just hear like they sold out or they didn't. I want to know where. If you're from North Carolina, let me know. If you're from New York, let me know. If you're from the Bay Area, let me know.
Don't forget about Montana. Jordan Brand always forgets about Montana.
For real?
On those maps when it's
there's
drops.
like sections of just like, nobody cares. I feel bad for a lot of people, because all those people are probably watching all the sneaker stuff in YouTube and like being like, yeah, I want to buy those shoes too. And then they're like, but I can't. I have to do it on sneakers, and sneakers sucks half the time. But that pretty much takes care of it for these guys. Let me know what you guys think about them down below in the comment section. Are they gonna sell out? Are they not? Did they sell out? Did they not? Let us know where you're from as well on top of that. So I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, guys, have a good one.
You just made a big deal about how Jordan dropped 47 points by himself. Don't you think it's amazing how much the game has grown? And not even in like a huge amount of time, but I mean, Kobe with his 81 points.
No, I know, but that's, well, that wasn't even the most.
That isn't? What is the most?
It was Wilt Chamberlain, and I think it was 99, or was it 100? I always forget.
I was just surprised when you're like 47 points. I was like, that's not.
Yeah, so
very
it
big.
was Wilt Chamberlain. He scored 100 points in a game in 1962, and then it was Jordan and Baylor are the only players to score at least 60 points in a game during the playoffs. Jordan had 63, Baylor had 61. Kobe's 81 points was in a regular season game. I don't know why this is. Obviously, I get it, like playoffs are where like the magic happens. Still, if you drop a number, like a huge number,
it's a big deal either way.
Yeah, I don't care, because like Clay did 40 points in a quarter or 37 points in a quarter, whatever that was. I can't remember finite details. I have like the worst memory with certain things. With certain things, I remember the weirdest things, like with shoes. But when we're talking about like stats, I'm like, I roughly.
It was a lot.
Yeah, I roughly remember the number. It's that whole like that game show scenario where you're put on the spot. Those people that are in So You Want to Be a Millionaire? Be like, I know the answer, but I'm on TV and you just asked me right now, so obviously I don't know at this moment. But yes, 47 points in 1988 was a big deal. However, it wasn't 100 points. At the same time, it wasn't 88 or 81, I should say, not 88. I was thinking about the number in the back of the tag. Still, if you drop like 30 points or more, I think is impressive. Some people don't think so. You don't think so?
We live in the world of everybody's doing threes, so that's like 10 points. Like,
yeah, but that's the funny thing though, is that like still, if you get 30 points in a game, like that's a big number.
I can see you make that in 20 minutes of watching you at pickups.
Who, me?
Yes.
That doesn't matter though. It's a big number. Nobody's counting my buckets. Like, you know what I mean? Like nobody's counting those. But no, like in an actual game setting, 30 points is big to me. I know that relatively speaking, nowadays when you have like prolific scorers and stuff like that, where Curry will be like, he won't make a shot until the third, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden he's got 30 points, where people are like, yeah, man, like of course he, like, no, but back then, dude, like, you know what I'm saying? Like 30 points is a big number.
Okay.
I think for one player. Think about this. The game goes to like 100 and I don't know, just say 109, even though like the average is a little bit more than that nowadays because of how quick and rapid the scoring is. And one player's got 30 some odd points. You got you got almost everything, because the rest of those points were divvied up amongst your like tip-ins, your rebounds, your random shots, some fucking free throws. So for one dude to be like, yeah, come guard me, and drop 30 on you, hell no, man. Could you imagine being the defensive player on that shit? Be like, you let Michael get 30?
Right.
You let Michael get 47?
Be like,
you know
I gotta go home.
Exactly. Like, you'd be like, well, shit. That's a solid stat line, especially if you're averaging that. If you're averaging 30 all the time, yo, like you're a good player, like you're a scorer. I think that the way that the game is played now kind of skews that fact.
Yeah.
Like I said, she doesn't even really watch basketball like that, and you're sitting there being like, nah, 30 ain't shit. You know, and I'm just like, no, 30 is. Like,
I watch the Warriors and I watch the playoffs.
That's not a great. It's not a great assessment, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not. There are so many players and so many teams.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys, even if they're the guy on their team, they're not on that type of scoring wave. So if you can average, like I said, 30, that's a big time. That's a big time game.
That's your goal, guys.
I think the goal for a lot of NBA guys is to get on the floor. So many players don't get playing time. You know, there's a lot of politics involved in the game. I mean, just ask Melo. That dude could score 30 in his sleep. Well, he can't even get on a team.
Score 30, get on the floor, and have a good attitude. Hey.
That's something different too. I agree with having a good attitude. However, competitiveness brings out a different beast in some people.